Welcome to Wrestle Heads. I'm Randy Dixon.
I'm Mark Scott.
And we're going to do a quick synopsis of what has happened this week. And our other compadre, Chuck the Night Train Jones, is on assignment doing some on-the-road Lee Marshall type shit. So,
getting it done.
Hopefully. So, let's get into, we all been gone, Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber. By far, I thought it was going to be a good pay-per-view, but hey, the match between John Cena and Kevin Owens, by far, to me, was match of the year so far. Why? Because it showcased what indie talent can do if they get on the main stage in the WWE. Kevin Owens showed up and showed out big time. You know what I mean? It don't matter if he won or not, and that was a surprise to me. I didn't think the WWE was going to put him over. They were going to showcase him, but they put him over. And that surprise, that took me back. You know what I mean? Like, wow. And you know what? And then another thing on that match, it had me feel like I was a teenager again, man. I haven't felt that way about wrestling, watching a match like that since I was a freaking teenager, man. For real. I was giddy like a schoolboy.
Well, you know, what made the match really good, it was innovation. Kevin Owens, he was very innovative in that fucking match. I mean, shit, he was hitting his marks. And goddamn Johnny was working his ass off in that match. And I mean, you got shots out to fucking John Cena for the work that he fucking put in that goddamn match. I mean, it was outstanding. The match was outstanding. It had a fucking big game feel.
Yeah.
When you sitting there watching the fucking match, like, holy shit, we're watching something that's totally fucking different. Something that we would never think we'd see. Something that I never thought John Cena had it in him. I only realized that shit when he started having the wars with CM Punk back in the days.
But it totally sucked the crowd out for the next couple matches. I mean, that match, the crowd gave it all they had. I mean, that match was fucking good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say enough about it, you know? That was basically the highlight of the evening was that match. But we had a couple other matches that showed, basically showed up and showed out too. Titus O'Neil showed what he was all
WWE
about.
Tag Team Championship match.
Yes.
Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah, Elimination Chamber match for the tag team titles. To me, that was the second best match on the card. You know, that match had it all. You had the Lucha Dragons and coming up from the top of the cage. You had Titus O'Neil basically shot putting and basically power wrestling his whole time in there. Derek Young was on point. Titus O'Neil was on point. I mean, the Matadors were on point. Tyson Kidd and Cesaro was on point. And you saw, which we'll get into later on Raw, you saw the guard in that tag team division, when I'm talking about contender-wise, getting switched over. Because Cesaro and Tyson Kidd was pinned, not at the end of the match. They were pinned second to last pin of the night in that match. You know what I mean? They were pinned before the actual pin, the victory pin was, you know, and a lot of people thought they were going to be at the end, and they weren't. And it showed the primetime players already.
Yeah, I mean, it showcased them, you know. I mean, aesthetically for the match, I mean, you had the Lucha Dragons busting ass up in there.
Man.
The Ascension.
Ascension looked good, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, them kids, like I was saying, I'm like, you know, I seen them when they was in NXT, and they was running roughshot down there, and they was on top of their game, and then the WWE brought them up here, and Vince sandbagged their ass.
Yeah.
And that's with the whole, talking about the other tag teams and shit like that, that totally fucked their shit up. But it's good to see them back in the fucking stride. Then you got the Lost Jobbers, Lost Matadors, you know, up in there. Honestly, I would have liked to see Rowan and fucking Harper in that spot.
But they didn't want, how can I put this? I can see their logic in not wanting to. Well, they already had the primetime players in there who's a power tag team. They had the Ascension in there. That's another power tag team. And, you know, Cesaro and Kidd are a mixture. They needed somebody. I mean, the Matadors, maybe they may job, but they take everybody's moves. They make people's moves look good, and they're damn good wrestlers. So why not have them in there?
I mean, you can't deny any of that. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to go to have the best match that you can, I think them boys, they would have took it to another level.
I agree with you there. I thought Rowan and Harper should have been in the match.
Yeah.
And if they could have made room for somebody else to be out, then yeah, it would probably been the Matadors to me too. But I can understand why they had them in there. But you know, it was still a good match. I felt, you know.
But overall, it was a good fucking match. And moving on, what's the next match we're going?
Well, you know, we're gonna go on one match that absolutely, positively, without a shadow of a doubt, sucked. I mean, I'm talking about the results, not the match. The match was decent, but the results sucked, man. Nobody wants to see Ryback as the fucking Intercontinental title holder. I'm talking about
disgrace.
It's a man. You talk about Kurt Angle. You're talking about Bret Hart. You're talking about Shawn Michaels.
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect. Randy Savage.
Texas Tornado Kerry Von Erich.
Von Erich. Even that Gambini Pat Patterson. You know. I mean, Pat Patterson. I mean, besides him being the fucking great Gambini, he was
being the first Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, he was a damn good wrestler. You have good wrestlers, damn good wrestlers as the Intercontinental title majority of the time. Now you putting the title on Ryback, it's just like when they put the Intercontinental strap on the Ultimate Warrior. It's like, I mean, the Warrior, I mean, I'm not trying to talk bad about the Warrior, but at that time, the Warrior positively, he sucked. You know what I mean? Ryback sucks. I don't understand why is Ryback the fucking Intercontinental title holder. You could have put it on Barrett. You could have put it on Neville. But Neville wasn't in the match, but you definitely could have put it on Barrett. You know what I mean? Somebody else besides fucking Ryback.
I was sitting back realizing, I was like, man, I said, because Sheamus is Ninja Turtles 2, I said, fuck, he's not going to give the title. Oh, God, no. They're going to give it to this son of a bitch. And then to see fucking Ryback, fucking grubby fucking hands touching that title was a fucking disgrace. It made me sick to my fucking stomach.
But you know what, though?
I don't even know why the fuck he still got a job, personally.
I don't either. I mean, he's
a goddamn disgrace. And the sad thing, the people out there, you motherfuckers cheer him. Feed me
fucking
more.
sheep.
Feed me more. Yeah, if you want to get kept fed bad fucking matches, you keep looking at that son of a bitch. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you motherfuckers choke on it. Because y'all the fucking reason why that son of a bitch is fucking still on the fucking roster.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but you want to give Roman Reigns shit. You want to give somebody that bust their ass some shit. Which Roman Reigns wasn't even on the fucking Elimination Chamber card.
But we know why. But we'll get into that later.
I mean, and fucking digress from this fucking bullshit. The last match we're going to talk about, though, for the heavyweight title. You got fucking with Dean Ambrose versus the champ, Seth Rollins.
I mean, the match was good, I thought. I mean, it
had a shitty finish.
It totally blew me up. When Dean Ambrose won, I was like, oh my God, they put the title on this dude. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, this early. I mean, I don't know. I was taken back. But, you know, in true WWE fashion, there's always a but. You know what I mean? And we watched it in the match with Seth Rollins pulling the ref. But hey, the ref came in, overruled it, disqualified it. But then you know what? One thing I didn't like about the ending is they basically regurgitated something that they did in 2011 with Punk, with how he kissed the title and all taking it away. That was based in 2011 Chicago, Money in the Bank. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest pay-per-views in the modern history.
Where you ain't never seen fan participation like that, where fans fucking supported a hometown boy like that. You ain't never seen that like that. Cena don't even get that shit when he go back to Boston.
Nah, he don't get it at all.
You know, shit.
He gets it when he's at Nickelodeon Studios.
Ray Mysterio semi got it when he was in San Diego.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, Batista didn't get that shit in DC. Shawn Michaels got it. Usually, they pretty good in Texas.
Yeah.
With Texas wrestlers. Which I'm expecting, like, the Undertaker get a big-ass fucking thunder and applause when he fucking go against Sting, and Sting probably get one, too, because he's a resident of Dallas, Texas also.
The only time Batista saw a reaction to a crowd like that is when he walked Pacquiao out to the ring.
Yeah.
Damn. You know, but I thought they just regurgitated it. I didn't like that. You know what I mean? Of course, wrestling, they're going to use stuff that we saw before, but
you got to realize the WWE and the people that's running it, like a game, Triple H and Vince McMahon, they're petty motherfuckers. And anytime they get to take a shot
at somebody,
they're going to do it. I mean, not to digress a little bit, but talk about the Divas match. When you sit there and you got Nikki Bella still holding on to the title, which we all know Naomi should be winning the title, but they're going to try to have her pass up, what's her name?
Trish Stratus.
No, not Trish Stratus. AJ.
AJ.
Who's CM Punk's wife, pass up her record of being the longest reigning Divas champion. You can already tell what this shit's going to, Because
politics.
They can't stand that shit. They mad because CM Punk beat them at their own game. It's like the same thing with Del Rio. And then he went to Del Rio and taught Del Rio how to beat them at their own game. They've been used to getting over with people for so long.
Yeah.
And doing what the fuck they want to people. And telling people, how you going to be an independent contractor and fucking sit there by the new order. That's hard. But, how you going to call somebody an independent contractor, but then you want to fucking tell them, like, okay, you can't go work here for 3 months. You can't go do this shit. Yeah. But, wait a minute. But my contract's up with you. You fired me.
Yeah.
You let me go. So how the fuck you going to stop me from going somewhere else to work? I'm like, you going to pay me for them 3 months? Mm-hmm. See, it's a lot of little things that they fucking do and they get away with that they need to fucking stop to. But getting back to the fucking match, I was like, the match was cool. To me, I mean, we're going to see, it's going to be Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose once again at a Money in the Bank on a ladder, because you forgot last year they was going for the fucking briefcase last year, and that's when Seth Rollins got the full fucking help from Kane and got the briefcase. Now this year, it's kind of being reused again, where they're going to be on a ladder, but it's just going to be a title dangler instead of a briefcase, and they're going to be going head, mano and mano, and of course, we already know how this shit go look like, because most likely Seth Rollins is going to fucking win. That's going to knock Dean Ambrose out the fucking way, and eventually Brock Lesnar's going to creep his ass back into the title picture. Go ahead.
It's all how it's going to happen, though. We have some things probably later on in the show we want to discuss about how we think, what we think is going to go down, and if it does go down that way, it'll blow everybody's mind, for real.
So, with that, in all actuality, when you fucking give a grade to Elimination Chamber, I give it a B+. It could have been better. There was some botched stuff up in there. I mean, the pay-per-view good matches. Kevin Owens and John Cena could have been a main event match in itself, because that match outshined the heavyweight title match. It outshined every fucking thing. And big ups to Kevin Owens. He's getting that push. And the only thing I hope they do, because this shit sounds familiar, like with the whole Rusev thing. You know, Rusev was getting that on that Rocket Gibraltar, then they sent him to the shit house. And you can't do that. It's like, if you're going to start making stars, you have to put them over. That's why, like I said, now this month you got John Cena rematching with
Owens,
with Owens again. For what? It's like, okay, to me, what's the payoff? Is it a title on the line? No. So you're going to have champion versus champion again? So it's like, to me, it has to be some kind of payoff. I know what they're probably trying to do. They're going to try to stretch it. But if you're going to do that, Owens have to go over again. You have to make him, Owens, the new modern-day CM Punk, where John Cena had a problem.
Yeah, well, and see, and
he couldn't beat him.
And if you're going to roll this out for 3 straight pay-per-views, because there's a possibility for, what's the next one? Battleground. This might be, and if Owens loses the title anywhere between here and there, his NXT title, that Battleground one will be for the United. Yeah, that Battleground one will be for the United States title, more than likely. But here's the thing. I'm with you. Put Owens over every time. You don't let John Cena get one.
And what you have to do right now, you have to, the next one has to be a title match. And you have to have Owens say, okay, for me to go against you again,
put the title on.
What's the positive? What am I getting? I already beat you. I beat you clean. You can't say that, oh, somebody pulled the tights or your trunks or the fucking shorts or anything like that. Yeah, he beat him clean. He took his ass to Powerbomb City, bitch. He took him there. He gave him a guided tour. Because he gave him a couple of them.
Yeah.
And with that being said, you got to put a title on the line. You have to fucking take something to the next fucking level.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. Now, we're going to get into the week, which, if you think about this week, this fucking week of fucking wrestling, for wrestling fans out there, this is a momentous, or it was a momentous week. If you sit there and think about it, you had 6 shows.
6 shows.
On the span of 1 week, or you can say 3 days, or, you know, like that. You have Raw, Lucha Underground, NXT, Ring of Honor, who's in the dance now, and TNA, who just moved to their new day on Wednesday. And then you have SmackDown. So we're going to start off, as we try to do chronologically, on Raw.
Well, Raw, I mean, we're going to fly through these. There's so many shows, so we can't dive in like we really want to. But the major thing about Raw, this is one thing you got to realize. Roman Reigns.
Fucking workhorse.
Why he wasn't on the pay-per-view, this is why. Because he was going the next night. Not 1 match. Not 2 matches. 3 matches. to seal his deal in Money in the Bank, which he shouldn't have to do. But he did it, and he did it well. I give him that. 3 matches. And if you want to count the Smackdown match, because we all know Smackdown's taped on Tuesdays, the span of 4 matches in 24 hours. Haven't seen that since Flair. That's the last person I know that can get down like that. Flair went from different, like a couple different cities in that time. Well, 2 different cities had a couple matches within that 4-hour span. He got it done, you know, to solidify his spot in who I personally believe is going to win that briefcase. Now, I would love Kofi Kingston to do it because, hey, I say you can also go that route with the tag team titles being on the New Day.
It ain't going to happen.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm just thinking upon the star, you know, wishing upon the star. You got the tag team titles over here. You put the briefcase on Kofi. You actually show that you care about your African-American athletes and where they're going in the business. That would be great. But that's probably not going to happen. But what is a sure thing that I believe is going to happen, Roman Reigns will have the case. Will have the case. All the suffering that he had to go through with basically getting it switched on him, basically getting booed by the fans at the Royal Rumble, basically all that other stuff that he's been going, basically having Dean Ambrose hijack his motherfucking spot in his title match and everything. The payoffs, Money in the Bank.
I mean, you sit here and think about this goddamn kid in Roman Reigns. Look at all the shit he done went through. I mean, he came back. He won the fucking Royal Rumble. He got the shot. Then they tell him, oh no, you have to put your shot against Daniel Bryan bitch ass. Then you go there, you beat Daniel Bryan bitch ass. Then you go to WrestleMania and you fucking, with a match that people on this show, other than Randy, will say it was going to be a fucking stinker. And they fucking went out there and that shit went big time. He went out there and he took everything Brock Lesnar had. Trust and believe. I ain't seen Brock Lesnar got an intense match like that since CM Punk at that SummerSlam, where he went out there and they fucking said, hey, Brock, do what the fuck you gotta do. Yeah. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Mm-hmm. And I mean, Brock took a glove off. He was open hand, bitch slapping fucking Roman Reigns.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
I didn't like it either. But what I'm saying is, he was sitting there taking everything he had. Yeah. Then you get screwed with the whole Seth Rollins bullshit because the WWE pussied up. Then you go to the fucking next month. He wasn't even in the goddamn match. You had him going against the Big Slow. Then you digress. You come to the next fucking pay-per-view. What was that? He wasn't in the King of Rings shit, so you moved into that.
Yeah, you had the Payback.
Yeah, it was fucking Payback. Was it Big Show again?
No, it was the 4-way with Ambrose.
Oh shit! It might as well have been the fucking Big Show. They had the little momentarily fucking Shield reunion, and then fucking what happened? Seth sneaked out with the fucking title, which they said, hey, fuck it, here, Dean Ambrose, here, you get another fucking shot.
Next night,
you get another fucking shot, and that's what was the last pay-per-view? Elimination Chamber. Shot, bam. So Dean Ambrose started 3 months in a row, and some people on this show named Charles fucking talking about shit gets old, but I've been seeing Dean Ambrose go after the fucking title for 3 pay-per-views in a row. He been in the title picture 3 pay-per-views in a row. And might
be 4.
Yeah. And
I think it's gonna be 4.
And what I'm saying is, it's getting old.
No, I don't think. No. It ain't gonna be 4.
It's gonna be 3.
Remember, Brock's coming back.
Yeah, Brock's coming back at Battleground.
So,
but
no.
What I'm saying is, you had this kid to go through all these trials and tribulations and shit and get wrenches, and he has to go the extra mile. Then you come on fucking Raw, and then he has to wrestle 3 matches to fucking survive. He has to wrestle 3 fucking matches to survive.
But the payoff, though, if the payoff is what we think it is.
I'm sorry, he didn't get payoff. They still owe his ass for the last shit.
But if the payoff is what we think, and you know, if they're
and you punk ass fans out there, if you don't fucking give this kid his fucking respect, man. I mean, I said, what the fuck else do he have to do? I'm like, what you gonna say? He can't work because he can. He got the title too early. He didn't. I mean, he's been broken down so fast. For somebody that was on a rock at Gibraltar and he got broken down, he got stalled and all that shit. Come on now, you gotta give him his fucking respect. I mean, with that being said, he sat there and busted his ass, and then for him to go against a Bray Wyatt in a good match.
Yeah.
And he's putting on good matches out there. His talk is getting better. I'm like, what the fuck else do he have to do?
That Bray Wyatt match was real good on Raw. You know, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
And they started sending Young Bray to the shit house.
Well, I mean,
he was on fucking Rocket Gibraltar.
I believe, for just taking a step back, just getting off subject for a minute. When Ryback won the Intercontinental title, I think that was what meant for Rusev. And, I'm just gonna say he got hurt with him.
And that's another one. You look at that. That's another one.
With him getting hurt, that's what put Ryback in that position. But
can sit here and make a list of the top 5 people who's getting screwed
fucked over.
Dolph Ziggler was on that list too.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on now. Raw was great. So let's move on
to what? We gotta go to the Wednesday night.
And I'm just gonna say this. If you're a wrestling fan, like he just said, this has got to. I haven't had it. We haven't had an age like this since, I'm going to say, the early 90s, when you had WCW, you had WWF, ECW, and any kind of host of other small market, like Smoky Mountain Wrestling. If you're in that channel market or whatnot, Music City Wrestling. I know I watched that all with the Tennessee Vols, baby, getting it done. You know what I mean? It was basically a...
Tracy Smothers and shit?
Huh?
Wasn't Tracy Smothers?
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. It was a big time in wrestling because it was so many organizations having to go with TV deals. We have that again, and it's a Wednesday night bombshell blockbuster. Ain't nobody watching Blackish. Ain't nobody watching Law and Order. They're tuning in.
Seasons though.
I understand. I was just trying to give an extra put over for the Wednesday night blockbuster. Even though one of those fucking shows on Wednesday night was a piece of shit. Piece of crap. And we'll get to that in a minute.
I think a piece of shit was better. And I mean, I just remember one thing. I forgot. If you count, technically it's 7 shows because the New Japan comes on, but their stuff is usually reruns. From the past year and stuff, which is some of it is still
good watching.
It's still good wrestling. So, oh look, I'm getting a video call right now. Oh no, you gotta wait. But
that's how it is in wrestling. Yeah. We get the calls, we keep it going.
With that being said, let's get into this Wednesday night block. So let me see. If I go aesthetically, let's get through NXT first.
Okay, NXT.
Because we never start with NXT, so it's like, let's go with NXT.
Ooh, NXT, one big highlight of NXT. Rhino showed what the Gore can do. Finn Balor had to take it, and he slid a little bit, but it was nice though. It was.
Yeah. With that being said, they had a decent match between Finn Balor and fucking Rhino. They got down, and I mean, it's starting to set up. Oh Jesus Christ! Hold on. Let me take this call.
Okay. This is a first.
Yes, and my son's video chatting me. Hey, Daddy's filming the show right now. Look at that. Oh God.
We are fathers too.
Yeah.
Gotta have time for the kids.
I'm filming. I'll call when it's over. Okay, there you go.
Back to business. NXT. Rhino, Finn Balor.
Yes, please. Sorry.
Good match. Real good match. A nice main event. And we thought it was. They went hole for hole. Rhino really showed that he could keep up with these youngsters, man. He really showed that he could keep up with these youngsters down in NXT.
At his advanced age.
Yes, and had a real good match. And not only after the match, it came the swerve. Finn Balor doing his thing on the stage. Boom! Gore!
He hit his ass so hard he slid over almost to the little video screen on the left side.
Yeah.
So I mean, with that being said, that was the highlight of the show. I mean, of NXT. And next, let's get into some Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground was okay this week.
I mean, you had the trios.
It was the trios titles that was on the line.
I wish they just named them the 6-man title.
But I
get it's supposed to be the
Latin version, and then the thing is this, man. When are they? It's even at least the boot.
She had a cast.
Cast, yeah. She had a cast on her foot. I mean, we know although this is a predetermined business, but come on, man. You know what I mean? It gets a little ridiculous when it's a woman competing against man with a cast on her leg and they're still winning.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean, it got to get to the point where you show some realistic.
Yeah.
Where, Now somebody just cold cock her or use her cast to hit one of them, and that'd be the end of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with that being said, I mean, that Angelico kid, he's still ultra talented.
Man, I think he needs to come over to NXT.
Yeah.
Quick.
It's just a matter of time for what I can say with Jared or somebody to pick his ass up.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, well, we sitting here going through this golden age, and I mean, Double J haven't even got his stuff started. So, I mean, these WrestleHead shows might be a little bit longer. We sit here talking about 7 shows
and
a week.
It might be that Friday night. You know, that might be where he's going.
See, that's what you need to do. You got to pick a day that the wrestling ain't on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it on Tuesday, because Tuesday night.
You're gonna have Tough Enough.
Friday night,
Total Divas.
Friday night, I'd be like, you catch Friday night.
That's a prime time spot.
So,
and you got to think about it. When Total Divas and Tough Enough come, you got Raw. You're gonna have that on Tuesday. You're gonna have the Blockbuster on Wednesday. You're gonna have Smackdown on Thursday. And you may have Global Force on Friday. That's wrestling 5 days a week, plus pay-per-views on Sunday. Get with it.
I mean, it's an exciting time being a wrestling fan.
Oh yeah,
you sit here and think about it.
Takes you back.
So, okay, anything else that you can think of?
I just want to move on because I know where we're going after this, and I thought this was the highlight of the Wednesday packet because I was so in tune to watching this. I've been waiting for this for weeks.
You know what? They had the creme de la creme. We talk about to give motherfucking Ring of Honor its newfound respect. We talk about them last on this Wednesday night block. Let's get into some total non-stop action or impact. Whatever the fuck they call themselves before they have a going out of business sale.
Everything must go. Everything must go. You know, like in the movie on what was that movie of the with Adam Sandler where he played the hairdresser dude.
Oh, the Zohan.
Zohan. You know,
that was a funny one.
Hey, yo, they had a going out of business sale every day, and they were still in business for like 6 years. That's what TNA's doing. You know what I mean? And that's total non-stop bullshit. You know what I mean? Because look, man. I understand Rockstar Spud, you know, 15 years of rough, hard working, and he is not a main event player. Why is he in the main event? Why is EC3 having to wait? I understand Austin Aries has that briefcase, and they need to get rid of that briefcase, so they're gonna putting that in their pay-per-view next week or whatever it's gonna be, so he can get off the briefcase. But why is EC3 still waiting for that title? You know, why is Kurt Angle still holding the title? And then, you know, the bullshit about it is this. Next week, Kurt Angle's going one-on-one with Rockstar Spud using the third option, turning in the X Division title. Option C, my bad, to get his title match. Great. That's great TV. I would love to see Rockstar. And they're probably going to put Rockstar Spud over. They're going to probably have him beat Kurt Angle. You know what I mean?
See, the thing about what I have a problem is, you got Kurt Angle who can't go no more. I'm sorry, Kurt. It's time to take your ass out back and put you down.
Yeah, old yeller.
You're done. You should have took the deal. You should have just put Angle, said, I'm sorry to Triple H. They could have put you in some great matches where you could have iced up and actually went out there and go. So this is why you didn't want to come back to the WWE so you can go against Rockstar Spud. It's just like the same shit when Sting didn't want to come so you could go against a drugged out Jeff Hardy.
And you know what? I don't mean to cut you, but...
Don't go ahead.
Look, man, and I'm saying this with all sincerity. TNA wrestlers, quit saying Kurt Angle's the greatest professional wrestler ever, because he is fucking not. He was good. He will be.
He's in the top 15.
Yeah, he's in the top 15. I'll give him that. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. But he is not.
So he's a TNA Hall of Famer.
Eventually he'll be in the WWE Hall of Fame. But he is he's a future Hall of Famer for the WWE, the only Hall of Fame that matters. He is not. And what I mean, he is not the greatest professional wrestler ever. So quit saying that shit. This bullshit. You know what I mean? It really is. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to put Rockstar Spud over Kurt Angle. And you know what? Rockstar Spud's going to beat Austin Aries at the end of the night. That's how EC3 is going to get the title, because they're going to feud EC3 and Rockstar Spud, who have history together.
They already feuded them already.
But they're going to do it again. They're going to put... I'll put... Man, look, I could be wrong, but look, I think I have a grasp on where this is going. They're putting the title on him. They're going to put the title on him, and EC3 will probably take it off in a month or two or whatnot, but they're going to put the title on fucking Rockstar Spud, man.
And you see, what's the problem with that is, it won't mean shit.
He's not fucking Daniel Bryan. I'm sorry. sorry. Quit trying to make that shit.
In the words of Randy, what I normally say, or it has been said on this show, even though it might not be politically correct, Rockstar Spud, he's not that nigga.
He's not that nigga.
He's not, man. Good kid, entertaining. He entertains me. I ain't gonna lie. The little geeky little bow tie shit. That shit irritates me sometimes. The little bow tie shit. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. But I couldn't even call him Spike Dudley. Spike Dudley took so much punishment.
He took bumps.
I can't even.
But I'm just saying, the little small guy.
Spike Dudley should be in the Hall of Fame just for getting shot, put it by Bam Bam Bigelow in ECW. Yeah. But that's a whole nother fucking subject. What I'm saying is this: at the end of the day, Rockstar Spud, good kid, decent wrestler, but he's not that guy. He's not that guy where you put the title on him.
And it looks like
in TNA, you'd have made mistakes before when you, Chris Hell Sabin.
Sabin's actually doing well in Ring of Honor though.
But Chris Sabin, he's not that nigga either.
He's
not a world champion.
He's not a world champion, but he's a damn good wrestler.
Granted, nobody said he was a bad wrestler, but as a world champion, when you say this guy is a world champion, you're saying that he's the best in the business or the best in your company.
He wasn't even the best in his tag team.
That's true. Alex Shelley. And Alex Shelley busting his ass over in Japan, showing it as one half of the time splitters. He's getting it done over there. Now, with that being said, Kurt, I want to build off Kurt. And to me, how you get EC3's undefeated, you have to have him beat Kurt.
He's already beat him, though.
No, I'm talking about for the title.
No, I hear you. Yeah. And I absolutely agree with you. They should go in that route, but I believe they're putting it on Rockstar Spud. I see where it's going. Because he faced Kurt. They're trying to do a little Daniel Bryan moment. He's going to beat Kurt Angle. He's going to beat Austin Aries. And they're going to try to bring that
They tried the Daniel Bryan shit. Because Eric Young was in Daniel Bryan because he had a beard. Yeah. That was it.
But Rockstar Spud's the ultimate underdog.
And I ain't no fucking Daniel Bryan fan. No. But fucking goddamn Eric Young, the decent wrestler, and I use the word loosely decent, he couldn't wipe Daniel Bryan's ass if Daniel Bryan got fucking having the shits. Yeah. And I'm just being honest. Yeah. I sit here, I didn't trash Daniel Bryan many times.
But Daniel Bryan's excellent.
Yes, I have to agree with that. What TNA's doing, you bitch Dixie, you killing your company. You need to be removed from power.
She puts the title on Rockstar Spuds, and that company's really, in your words, which I feel is one of the greatest catchphrases ever, which I wish just catch on, in the shit house. You know what I mean? For real.
More enough. Them, TNA was good at one time. I liked it. Mm-hmm. It was a great alternate to the WWE, but they starting to get lost in the crowd right now.
For real.
And getting lost in the crowd, you got NXT, which is a WWE territory basically, taking over. You got Ring of Honor, bam, who's on the fucking map now? They're taking over. You got Lucha Underground, who's bringing people that you don't see.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I forgot. And they made Willie Mack look like a bitch in that goddamn Lucha Underground. But Cage fucking beat him like a bitch. A government bitch.
Yeah.
In the locker room. He didn't even make it to the fucking arena. He fucking slang Willie Mack around with barely no offense except the. And that's it.
That was it.
But getting back to TNA real quick.
That was it.
At the end of the day,
Willie Mack keep eating those hamburgers.
She eating something. Now, with that being said, you got motherfucking TNA, you got a fucking beast in Bobby Lashley, who should still be champion, which you let Kurt Angle beat him. For what? Because Destination America said, we'd rather have Kurt Angle. You listen to Destination America, and they didn't fucking brought another wrestling company right under you. They ready to send y'all to the shit house. That's how much confidence y'all doing everything you can to fucking appease Destination America. And Destination America they already brought your replacement in, and they put them on the same day as you. You know why they did that? So the transition be seamless. That's why. True. With that being said, EC3 needs to be the fucking champion. If you're gonna fucking try to keep your company, you gotta put that belt on EC3, and you gotta do it now. I know they're gonna wait to fucking fucking anniversary, whatever the fucking shit called. I think I got it right. Slammiversary. To put the fucking belt on. You need to do something now. You
may not have a business at Slammiversary.
You sit here, you can say Austin Aries can come on there and talk about TNA ain't in trouble. You got all these fucking people. No, you're in trouble. Because you ain't never seen in history of wrestling, that a fucking company on a network that was already there, and then another fucking company brought somebody in.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because most companies have a non-compete shit. Tell them like, hey, we're the fucking wrestling company for this network.
Yep.
I'm sorry, TNA. You fucking you losing everything and around you, and before summer's out, y'all ass is gonna be gone.
Yeah, true.
Ring of Honor. Cause I'm sorry. The first show, which we transitioned in Ring of Honor as of now. The first show.
Hold on, I gotta get two good things about TNA.
It was good.
Just two good things.
Okay, go ahead.
Velvet Sky showed back up as a legit badass. And it's always nice to see Velvet Sky.
She can't wrestle to save her fucking life, but hey,
it's always nice to see her.
Shouts out to the Bubba Ray Dudley for hitting that.
Keep 3D in that.
So that was already
you know, I've been around you too long.
Give it to the Dudley dog. But,
and, you know, I got to shout out my boy, man. Sean Ricker finally getting TV time.
Forgot about the gravy
in the ring. Yo, finally, man. The match went, it was a 6-man tag between the Rising and the Beatdown Clan and whatnot. The match went 8 minutes, but Sean Ricker did 5 minutes in the ring, man. He showed what he had. The big, bad gravy daddy was finally on TV in the ring, showing what he had to do. And that's not a fact. That was just a way of life, brought to you by Sean Ricker. There you go. I had to say. I had to give him some love. I had to give him some love.
Eli fucking Skipper or something.
Eli Drake. Fuck that. That's Sean Ricker. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine how many times we didn't talk about the gravy train and this motherfucker been sitting here waiting to say something good?
Finally getting in the ring.
Finally. That lets you know how long this shit's been going on. How many weeks. And I mean, and we missed a weekend fucking taping last week.
You know? Finally though.
Weeks. I mean,
finally though.
I mean, TNA, you got people. Use them.
Yeah.
You in trouble. You need to be using everybody.
You all hands on deck.
Yep.
For real.
Now, getting back to the creme de la fucking creme of Wednesday, other than NXT and Lucha.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor's back on TV.
Congratulations to Ring of Honor for getting on TV. Congratulations to Ring of Honor for sweeping TNA to the shit house and taking their spot.
Basically turning into Swipey from Dora. Swiper, no swiping! My kids watch that. They just swipe their spot. For real. They just swipe their spot. But I tell you,
this episode will turn into the children's edition of Wrestleheads. You got my son hijacking the show.
Hijacking the show. My kids watch that Dora. But Swiper just Swiper is now ROH and they just swiped him. And also in Wrestling Heads on the on the page, Randy put up a good picture of Christian being ROH. Jericho being TNA and Destination America being Trish Stratus. That was hard.
The good old turn.
The good old turn. But okay, in all fairness, ROH was a damn good show. One thing I can say about ROH, which I'm starting to fill out, is that they're kind of like, it's like 90s. Well, I'm just the way they have their program laid out. It's kind of like 90s WWE. It's a lot of factions. A lot of factions. A lot of factions. They're faction oriented. You know what I mean? They have.
There's not a problem with that.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's a problem.
You look at somewhere like the WWE, who hardly has any faction.
No, yeah. So it's a good change of pace. It's a nice look. You know, it's a good look, man. In the wrestling was pretty damn good. I like the matches, man. They have some good characters over there.
Because the first one was what the Japanese dude. Damn,
well, they all. I can't remember.
Basically, because the other dude was just a filler for him.
Yeah.
And I mean, he shined in that fucking match. And then the only one I like, my personal favorite, was the last real man, Silas Young, going against the damn, what that damn dude?
Well, the last real man, Silas Young, is fucking entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, he is worth the price of admission.
He's a throwback.
Yes, he is. He gets it done in the ring. A good old hairy chest heel throwback with a big gut.
Yep, he's a throwback.
With a gut.
I mean, I ain't calling him motherfucking Stan Hansen.
No.
But he's like a throwback to that ilk.
Yeah.
You know?
Or
and I mean, you know, and from motherfucker being from Wisconsin and all, you know, because I'm from Illinois and we mostly don't like Wisconsiners. I mean, you know, we gotta talk about the whole green bitch base shit, but
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
And for him to be from there, I mean, the dude, he's a good worker. Yeah. And I mean, he took the Japanese wrestler, fucking was sitting there, sending his ass to Suplex City on the outside and the inside and everything. And he sat there and took it and he gave it back to him.
Yep.
You know, it was a good match.
I noticed they were showcasing their Japanese talent because they have that interpromotional thing with New Japan Wrestling. Yeah. So they made sure they got some of the international stars on the card, which is good. You know, and they have something with that Moose.
Oh yeah,
Moose.
He beat the shit out of Steve Corino's son.
Moose.
I don't know why they call it Steve Corino, King Corino. Maybe that's the thing. Yeah, him and Kevin Kelly, they've been doing the broadcasting for years.
Yeah.
And his nickname, they call him King Corino.
Corino, my ass. He couldn't even, man, shit.
Steve Corino was decent. The only thing I remember about Steve Corino was his war with Dusty Rhodes in the ECW. That's what I remember. And I regress after that.
Well, Steve
Didn't he win the ECW World Title?
Man, Steve Corino was a piece of shit. He sucked. I'm sorry. I don't understand why they glorify these pieces of shit when they was in the ring. He was all right. He wasn't the great. Get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, you know, hey, that's what they're doing. But yeah, Moose beat the shit out of her son. And you know, and they also highlighted their pay-per-view Best in the World. Which the name, you know,
that's all they kept talking about.
Yeah, they really highlighted that pay-per-view where they're gonna have title versus title. You got the television champion Jay Lethal going one-on-one in their main event at Best in the World against their world heavyweight champion Jay Briscoe. You know, now usually in those type of matches, we all know it's not the world title that's gonna take the television title. So we all know Jay Lethal may be their next guy in line for.
And I wouldn't have a problem with that.
No, I like Jay Lethal.
I mean, the dude, wrestler. I mean, other than he still sounds like Macho Man to me and Ric Flair mixed, but other than that, the dude, you know, he's showing it over there, and he needed to go to a smaller scale. Because, I mean, he got ate up in TNA with them.
I don't know what to do with him.
No, with them making him do the Macho Man shit and the Ric Flair shit. It's like, okay, now he's just a parody wrestler. And it's like, you know, even though the kid was good in the ring, and I mean, he got to hit AJ first. I mean, you know, the best in the world hits him now. But with that being said, you know, those are highlights of his life. And with them, that culminated to the tag team match with his faction, was it the House of Truth?
House of Truth.
Versus the Briscoe boys.
The Briscoe boys. Them boys.
Yeah.
And you know what? And that's the thing that, man, I would have loved the WWE to get their hands on them boys years ago. I thought, and I haven't been ashamed of saying this, I thought the Briscoes was one talented tag team, and individually they can go to. They're a tag team that can do well as champions, and then if you split them up, they can also do well as singles wrestlers. And them boys.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say this shit. Them Briscoes hold their name better than Jerry Briscoe's kids, or that son. That piece of shit son that he had in TNA.
Oh, that
his fucking son. For you to have that goddamn name and your goddamn daddy and your uncle put in all the work they did in this damn business, you was horrible.
Horrible.
And these goddamn Briscoes is better than you 10 times. And that's sad. That is really fucking sad.
Them boys.
So they had a tag team match. It was a pretty good tag team match.
It was a pretty good tag team match.
You know,
Jay Lethal weaseled his way out of it.
He got out of this shit. He sat at the table with Kevin Kelly and fucking Steve Corino. I ain't calling that motherfucker King.
And one thing they didn't do right, and I'm sorry. When Steve Corino's son was getting the shit kicked out of him, why didn't he go in there and help his son? I mean, if you're going to play that angle.
I got where he was trying to come from with that. Because he was sitting there like, my son got to pay his dues. You know?
Fuck. Moose was destroying him.
Yes, he was. And he got to sit there pay his dues. He made his damn choice.
Okay, I can see
But
that.
to me, I wanted to see more emotion. Like, you can sit there and try to be professional. Where he should say, goddamn, I thought he was Kevin Kelly's son because Kevin Kelly.
He was short. Oh. And Steve Corino was just sitting there.
Steve Corino should say, you know what? That's enough. That's enough. He should have took the headset off and like, you know what? Hey,
enough.
He could have went to Moose like, hey, you beat my son's ass. He deserved it. He came up against you. I understand that, but that's enough. You know, it would have went better like that, but I did enjoy his son getting his ass.
Yeah, it was fine. It wasn't
that Moose took it to his ass.
But them boys, you know, and hey, stay tuned to ROH because this week, the Bullet Club is going to be there. That's enough said. AJ Styles, Young Bucks.
Bullet Club, they end off Ring of Honor. So eventually, the confrontation with Jay Lethal and the Ring of Honor champion, fucking Jay Briscoe? Yeah, Jay Briscoe. Jay Briscoe. They got in there. He gave him that nice little fucking pedigree cradle power driver, which is beautiful. Yeah. But you know, you ain't gonna see that in WWE. No. And with that being said, laid out. The show ended. Fucking what's the name? Laid out. So most likely that means fucking Lethal probably gonna go over.
We'll go over.
So
and that's a pay per view you might want to if you get. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like 19.
Is it on the 20th?
Yeah, it's on a Saturday or a Sunday.
I think it's Saturday.
Let's check it. But I mean, that's going to be a pay per view that people can afford, and if you can afford the $20 and you can get it on your cable companies provided, watch the pay per view because that's good.
They got some good shit going.
Good wrestling down there.
Good job, Ring of Honor, for your first week coming on the scene.
Got to give it an A+.
Now, to finish up this little part, let's get to some SmackDown. Quick synopsis. SmackDown.
Well, SmackDown.
Should have been called a Roman Reigns.
Should have been called, yeah, because basically Roman Reigns, we know SmackDown's taped on Tuesday, and he went and put Sheamus on the motherfucking block. He did Sheamus just like Cesaro did Sheamus a couple years ago.
And Drew McIntyre.
And Drew McIntyre, I forgot about Matt. He did boot kick him the shit in the face. You know what I mean? So, hey, gotta give it to Roman Reigns. He wrestled 4 matches in less than 24 hours. It was solidified also on SmackDown that Kane will be in the Money in the Bank. He is the last participant, I think.
I'm not surprised. You need somebody to hold the motherfuckers jumping off the
thing, yeah. And the prime time players are the new number one contenders. And they're gonna have some good wars with
New Day.
The New Day, because they have good chemistry against each other. I mean, you can see they have good chemistry on the mic against each other. They have damn good chemistry in the ring against each other. And the primetime players are now here, man. They are really here, and they're getting the push that they should have.
They should have.
Should have been had it.
Honestly, if that whole Abraham Washington shit didn't go to the shit out, they probably would have been tag team champion like 2 years ago, 2-3 years ago, honestly. And with that said, that's another highlight of Roman Reigns, showing that he's one of the hardest workers in this damn business. If the guy that sits on this side don't think so himself.
Well, we're all entitled to our opinions, and
of course, and I'm entitled to take pot shots.
Yeah, you should. Hey, shit, you sure hard gut. When you're not here, you get shots to the gut. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I want to dive into this real quick because SmackDown was just basically Kane becoming the next participant in the Money in the Bank. Primetime players, and Roman Reigns going for a 4th time within 24 hours because it's taped on Tuesdays. Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns will win the Money in the Bank, and here's why. Kane's in the match. Kane will most likely, and this is just my opinion, or I don't know if Randy feels the same way. I believe he feels the same way too. Kane's gonna indirectly help out Roman Reigns to win that Money in the Bank, and Roman Reigns gonna take a look back and like, damn. He just indirectly helped me, and I've been battling these guys for months, and I haven't got nowhere. Why my spot was just swiped up by Dean Ambrose, and this dude's in a title match.
So basically what you're saying is, I'm smelling the heel turn.
I smell a Paul Orndorff, Hulk Hogan. I smell a good old heel turn. Good old heel turn coming.
Where Roman Reigns going back to the dark side as it was in Shield.
Yes.
Well, and I wouldn't have no problem with that.
And it will work out because him and Ambrose can carry that out for a couple months because he will eventually screw Ambrose in that title match for the belt against Rollins, and that's gonna play him and Ambrose. I thought we were brothers and all this other stuff. You can see it coming. Yeah, you can see it fucking coming. A classic heel turn. Classic heel turn.
Okay. Well, let's see. As we done got through the week of wrestling, which is great. No new Global Force new rooms.
Nope.
Other than only thing in Global Force that George T. Murdoch, aka Tyrus, he won't be able to work that show because TNA pulling his coat strings and saying he can't work that show. So he won't be able to work the show. He had to back out. So that's the only major thing that pretty much
fucked up.
Yeah. It's competition. The TNA realizing that shit.
Yeah.
They feel like
the WWE did the same thing with Samoa Joe. Remember Samoa Joe had that contract where he can go and do his.
He still can do. He got a limited contract as of right now. He can't take no new dates. I think after August, everything he had up to this point, he can do.
But TNA getting the TV deal, they don't want him because it was supposed to be him and AJ Styles.
Ring of Honor.
I mean, my bad. Ring of Honor getting the TV deal. It was supposed to be him and AJ Styles. I'm thinking
in the tag match with somebody.
Yeah, best in the world. But I think the WWE pulled that, man. Like
they're gonna pay him, but the deal is pretty much laid out, but it ain't been officially signed. But the parameters and everything's getting laid out. I think he go basically say like, hey, they're gonna pay me for this shit. Let me do this shit. Get this shit out the way.
So and that probably might be it.
So let's get to the news and notes part of the show. so we can hurry up wrap up this glorious show. First thing I want to talk about, Naomi. She's getting pushed to the side. I don't know why. I don't understand it. It fucking sucks. You know, that girl, how long she gotta fucking keep going to fucking sit there and get to that fucking next level. I don't understand it, but hey.
It's happening. I mean, it shows how much they care about us in the business. I'm sorry.
And speaking of that, what's his name? Darren Young was talking in an interview this week. He said CM Punk was like one of the first people that accepted him when he came out as a homosexual. Mm-hmm. He was sitting there saying that even though him and Punk had their problems over time, he said CM Punk at that time right after he came out, they was in catering, they were in front of everybody. CM Punk gave him a round of applause and embraced him because he said that was some of the bravest shit you ever did.
They had problems.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's always problems like that. Yeah. People have problem balance.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. this week. To sad news to Tommy Rogers of the Fantastics. He died this week. You know, so
top 20 tag team. Man.
They used to have a great series with the Midnight Express.
Yeah.
Back in the days. So next thing, The Rock is going to do a remake of Big Trouble in Little China, which I am totally fucking against because that was like one of my top 15 movies of all time. Leave shit alone. Sometimes shit don't need to be remade. It was fine the first one. Okay? And that's goddamn Kurt Russell.
Good old Kurt Russell.
And you shouldn't cross Kurt. Let's see, what else? The fucking Stone Cold fucking podcast. It was
great.
It was a good fucking podcast.
Yeah,
and he went into full heel mode, setting up for what could be a Texas death match versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 32.
Yeah. Or it could be a Stone Cold ultimately in a wheelchair in WrestleMania 32.
That also, but I think he gonna get a help. And speaking of WrestleMania 32, the next match they want to fucking talk about is being spitballed is John Cena versus the immortal Hulk Hogan. Anything I don't think so. I don't want to see it. You know, you put Hulk Hogan in a tag match for the aesthetics. You know, sit there like, oh yeah, hey, Hulk's there. You know, I don't even think he could, with his bad legs and knees and shit back, he do a leg drop, he might be paralyzed. So hey, I don't fucking know. I don't want to see that shit. Then this week, as we moving past that shit, Tyson Kidd got injured in a Superstars match with Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe landed a muscle buster on his ass and pinned him, and he was never right ever since. So it's looked like he might be out for some months this week. Let's see. What else? Big Show made his return. He looked like he's going to be in the Intercontinental title picture with Ryback and The Miz. Let's see. What else? Kevin Owens is fucking throwing out full-time challenges now. John Cena did something great at the end of Raw with a cancer survivor. That was real classy at fucking Johnny Cena. Let's see what else we got here. Caitlyn looking good. Yeah. TNA Impact. They had a conference call with their fucking with their workers, asking for suggestions how to bring the fans back, how to be more of a fucking presence on social media. And like I said, I think it's a little too late for TNA. They're in the shit house. I'm sorry. This is like doing shit that you're seeing. Another funny thing of the week, speaking of TNA, they tried to offer AJ Styles a spot in their Hall of Fame, which would have been the 4th fucking spot in the Hall of Fame. And not only that, him to come back and wrestle for a retirement match. He has a contract that goes out at the end of the year with New Japan, but he told them no. Which I'm glad that AJ Styles told them bitches no over there. Because they totally underutilized and underappreciated that dude. If they would have just kept him with the same money he had, he wouldn't have went nowhere. But then you think on the other hand, look all the great work he's done in Ring of Honor and New Japan. I mean, to me, he's come full circle as a worker. Yeah. This might have been the best thing that happened to him with them slapping him in the face, and now he slapped them in the face and saying that, hey, I don't want to come back. So I don't want to be in your fucking Hall of Fame. Fuck your Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Let's see. Stone Cold was also talking this week. He said Roman Reigns should need to turn heel, which I think was probably going to fucking happen. Yep. Bill Goldberg was running his mouth. This is one son of a bitch that I'm tired of fucking hearing. He's been talking a lot. I don't know if he ain't got no car show to do right now or something, but he keep talking about, oh, the WWE didn't want him back. You know, he wanted his son, he would get past, but he want to make some money. Like, Goldberg, you ain't never like been that nigga where you've been putting on 5-star matches. Anytime you had a good match, it's because of somebody else, not because of you. So realize that. And he was sitting there coming back talking about, oh, Triple H Then won't be back. Oh, Triple H is about the business. If he feel like he can make something off of you, you come back. But use a fucking putz. I mean, use a fucking putz. You know, I like to see Brock Lesnar F5 your ass. Let's see. Kane's to find money back in the participant, and they was also talking about was being spitballed with the Money in the Bank that they was gonna have, but they changed their mind. Brock Lesnar come back and destroy everybody, and they stopped the whole Money in the Bank match.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that would have been a fucking horrible fucking idea. Let's see. Other news. Melina has signed with Lucha Underground. She signed a contract with Lucha Underground. I just want to see how her and old Johnny Mundo used to being together, working around in the same working environment. Because they was together 10 years and they fucking broke up beginning of this year. So, AJ Styles had a birthday, you know, and he's on the WWE radar. And then they came into talking about the WrestleMania 32 matches. That could be. You got the Shield members triple threat match. Then you got Undertaker versus Sting, which we all been wanting to see for the last 10 years. Then you got The Rock versus Triple H, which I wouldn't mind. I don't have a problem. And then you got the Stone Cold versus Brock Lesnar in a Texas Death match.
Undertaker Sting.
You know,
that's just as bad as I don't want to see.
The WWE. The other things, WWE's not protecting Bray Wyatt no more. Then you got.
You're not protecting him.
Not protecting him as a villain. You know, they having him lose all the fucking time. You know, the villains, they be protecting him. Now, you got the NXT show that's going to be in Tokyo, Japan, the 4th of July. You got go have Brock versus Kofi. Why? They're going to get him killed. Then you got Finn Balor going against Kevin Owens for the NXT title, which might be a title change. Then you going to have Chris Jericho going against fucking Adrian Neville or Neville. Yeah. Those matches already sound pretty good, and it's going to be all live on the WWE Network. So, with the Tyson Kidd stuff coming back to that, it looks like he got a spinal cord injury. Rusev is going to be out of action for a while with either a broken foot or ankle, and most likely they're going to make him start wearing boots in the fucking ring. With Ryback winning the title, it was a last-minute change because Ryback was not supposed to win the title. It was supposed to be Sheamus. So they pulled the fucking...
Yeah, they pulled that card because of they got leaked that Sheamus was going to win, and you know how they like to pull it.
And speaking of fucking statistics and shit like that, for the fucking first week of Ring of Honor and TNA going, well, you can say head-to-head or they're behind each other. Yeah. TNA barely got almost 100,000 viewers more than Ring of Honor. Wow. Barely. TNA had 369,000 viewers. Ring of Honor, their first night, 273. That's too close to fucking call right there.
Yeah, true.
That's too close.
But you gotta remember, they're 2 hours and Ring of Honor's only an hour.
Still, you got TNA who's an established big time brand.
No, I know that.
And they've been on that network. They've been on that network for a while, and it's sad. And to hurry up and wrap this up, in other news, Seth Rollins said in an interview, Joey Mercury saved his career because when he was down in FCW, Seth Rollins was going ape shit on everybody because he felt like he should have been big time. And Joey Mercury pulled him to the side and sat there and told him that, hey, oh, ice cream truck. It's a hot day out here. He sat here and told him, like, hey, calm down, you have your time. And it's crazy how they back together. You sit there, he's watching his back now. And then the WWE had a big 3 days of tryouts where they had Havoc, Taylor Hendricks, fucking Johnny Gargano, and Jimmy Preston, some of the standout names that try out at the WWE Performance Center. And speaking of Havoc, people feel like she was leaning towards getting a job, but in some of these old racist tweets that she said the N-word, that she sat here talked about Latin people, she sat there and talked about a few different variances of races and stuff, and people digging up them tweets. So that might stop her from getting a job, which it says the WWE are aware of them tweets. And the last but not least, we didn't talk about this, and
the push off, the change. That was the one and the only.
The TNA Impact, we didn't talk about this shit, but
that's violent, man.
You had James Storm and Mickey James do a angle where he pushed her off some damn train tracks, supposedly killing her off or injuring her or whatever the fuck. This shit's stupid, and dumb shit like this. This is why TNA is in the fucking trouble that they're fucking in. And
because that is with the society and the world that we're in right now, that shouldn't be going down. He pushed a woman onto the train. He heard the train coming. They were trying to make like the train had hit her or she got. I don't know, man. It's fucking ridiculous. That's why I didn't want to speak on it because I thought it was just Bush League.
Yeah, And oh yeah, Sami Zayn has successful surgery. He out until October. You got Sheamus still filming Ninja Turtles 2. And then you had Dwight Howard appear at Smackdown with Triple H. A 13-time world champion with a supposed champion that says that he's a champion. So that pretty much wraps up the news and notes of this week. You know, oh yeah, last thing. They got Harper and Rowan doing a 3D now.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. So hopefully them two cats get that big push. So as we in the 1 hour mark of this show now, let's get to the KBs real quick and wrap this puppy up.
Okay.
So I have to think of one real quick. I'll let you go first with your kitchen bitch.
I'm gonna go, and it's gonna be short and fast and easy, and it's this. I know it's a little bit off subject, but it's really not, because he showed up at SmackDown. Randy just said it was bitch ass Dwight Coward. And the reason why I'm saying this is
Dwight Coward.
Yeah, Dwight fucking Coward. You know what I mean? This is why, because first of all, we all know that he never wanted to be the guy or that nigga on any team. He wants to play with the guy that's that nigga, and that's why he went to Houston. But at the same time, this guy sent out a tweet talking about he's a champion. I will always be a champion. That is a slap in the face to Patrick Ewing. That is a slap in the face to Charles Barkley. That is a slap in the face to Karl Malone, John Stockton. These are guys that had by far way more talent than you in our top 50 NBA players. And they don't have a ring. And they don't call themselves champions. They say they were a great NBA player. They were one of the greatest ever players. Just never won a ring. I don't get it. How are you a champion if you ain't won shit? You ain't won jack dick and you're a fucking champion. Exactly. You're not a fucking champion, Dwight. I don't understand this shit. You sending out tweets like you're a fucking champion? Who the fuck told you to do that? You know what I mean? What guys do you have in your camp that's advising you and saying that's the way to go, Dwight? Put out that tweet and that statement. You stood next to a champion in Triple H. You're not a champion. The closest you're going to get to a champion was right there.
Oh yeah, when he played with Kobe there.
Oh yeah.
And Powell.
My bad. You stood next to Kobe and Powell that year that you played with them. They were champions. You're not. Triple H, he's a champion. You're not. You can show up in all the cowboy hats, shun burros, trying to have the good time all you want. But we know, without a shadow of a doubt, absolutely, positively, you being a champion just does not happen. Why? Because you're not a champion. If you're a champion, you say you're a champion. Like LeBron James, if he doesn't win this year, he can say, I'm still a champion, because he is.
Got two of them.
Dwight Howard, you lose every year. You can't say you're a champion. That's a fucking shame. So I'm putting your bitch ass on notice. Dwight fucking Coward. You are not a fucking champion.
He's a kitchen bitch today.
Kitchen bitch today. Dwight Coward.
You gotta love how basketball and wrestling fucking crossover. You know, as a Laker fan sitting over here, you know.
I just said you said he was a fucking champion. I wouldn't have had nothing to say if he would, I'm a champion. You ain't no goddamn champion. Nigga, you was a bitch. Sorry. Excuse me. Woo. Shit. Don't get me started. That's a whole nother subject. I'm sorry.
Man. As we wrap up this show, you know, I mean, I can go kitchen bitch so many ways. I can go kitchen bitch. We got TNA fucking sinking. I can go TNA Dixie not being a fucking proper fucking leader who's fucking taking her ship down and not helping them. I can go that way. Or the way I think I'm going to go right now is wrestling fans. And this is something a little different for me. Wrestling fans, for all the shit Roman Reigns and these fucking people have to go through, you ought to be disgusted. You know, you sit here, fucking Roman Reigns, you sit here boo Roman Reigns, talk shit about Roman Reigns. I'm like, what the fuck are you looking for, man? I mean, realistically, I'm sorry. I'm going to have that argument because you cheer for Ryback. You cheer for trash. Ryback feed me more because you like saying feed me more? Huh? Are you cheering because he's a good fucking wrestler? Or are you cheering because he have good matches? Because to me, even that Elimination Chamber match was shitty. That's just my personal opinion. And I mean, Sheamus tried to make him look good. Sheamus tried to make him look strong. Sheamus sat there and tried to take it to his big punk fucking steroid ass out ass. And why that son of a bitch haven't failed the test is beyond me. Maybe he got some dirt on Vince. I don't know. But fucking wrestling fans, like, a guy like Roman Reigns have to wrestle 4 times in fucking 24 hours? Because why? Because you feel like he ain't over? Why? Because you felt like he force-feeding him? Newsflash. They're fucking pushing other people around in these stupid sons of bitches. Do you see all the fucking other people getting... Dean Ambrose getting shoved down your throat. What you got to say about that? As everybody try to be anti-machine, you want to be anti-machine. The WWE's trying to tell us what to do or what to look at. Dean Ambrose getting shoved down your face. What the fuck you got to say for that shit? Seth Rollins getting shoved down your face for a whole fucking year. You stupid motherfuckers didn't see it coming. Then on the other hand, you get somebody like Ryback, who's been fucking force-fed. And I mean force-fed. It's like you got kidnapped and they tied you up in a chair and they opened your eyes with them fucking things in your eyes. Why? Keep your eyes open and you fucking put a damn thing in your fucking mouth where you can just keep shoving it right down your fucking throats. And it's okay. It's okay. Ryback, hey, Ryback's that guy. Ryback's better than Roman Reigns. No, he's not, you stupid sons of bitches. Like I said before, and I'll say it again. Ryback is a fucking disgrace. If you put that belt on Roman Reigns, to me, it would have made better. If you put it on Roman Reigns and had him win Money in the Bank. That's elevating the fucking title. You just decreased the value of that title. We talked about this shit earlier. Look at all the fucking greats, the Hall of Famers that had that fucking... Didn't Eddie Guerrero was Intercontinental Champion?
Yep. Ricky Steamboat.
Fucking Ricky Steamboat. The Macho Man. You think that son of a bitch, Ryback, is even in a same fucking zip code? That motherfucker, they in California, and that son of a bitch is in fucking Norwich, England. Yeah, it's that fucking far. Europe. No, fuck that. Scratch that. He's over there in fucking motherfucking Russia. Over there. He shouldn't have never had a fucking title. I don't give a fuck if you take it off of him at Money in the Bank. He should have never fucking had it. At all. Never. Bullshit. All the deserving people, I'd rather see Zack Ryder have it. And he's a fucking jobber. Yeah. Like I said, Neville. Fucking, hey, you could have gave it to fucking Wade Barrett for the 6th time. And they started to send him to the shit out. But Wade Barrett got fucking ability and you put that shit on Ryback.
What about Heath Slater? He could have.
Fucking, you goddamn right. Fucking Heath Slater better than that nigga. And you sit here, this son of a piece of shit, ride bitch, you praise this motherfucker? I swear. You know.
Wake up, wrestling fans.
This is what I think of you. You can go ahead and fuck yourselves. Because shit like this is why this business is in the state, and it's taking all these fucking wrestling companies to bring it back. Because you go for bullshit. And then, let's be honest, they give John Cena shit.
He's a worker.
And John Cena works his ass off. He put people over. And you sat here, you talk shit about John Cena and praise Ryback. It's fucking disgusting, man. I'm fucking done. This fucking show's over.
Stay tuned next week. We'll be back. Chuck should be back.
Fucking wrestling fans.
Wrestling fans.
Be ashamed of your fucking selves. The fuck's going on with this goddamn business?